Welcome to FOSS4G. Welcome to Prizren. Welcome to Kosovo.
Welcome everyone. As expected, we're fashionably late, but we'll catch up, we promise. As Besford said, welcome to FOSS4G. It is an honor to have you all here. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not going to say much about anything. Especially, I'm not going to say much about FOSS4G since a lot of you have been part of many FOSS4Gs and a lot of you know much more about it than me. I'm just gonna welcome you to this very welcoming city and country. We are very, very happy to have you all here, and I'm gonna apologize for my voice. This shows how much fun we had the first 2 days. So yeah, we are happy to have FOSS4G in this region. It is one of the biggest conferences we've ever had. It is one of the most multicultural, ethnic conferences we've hosted. We're very glad to have you all here, and we hope you enjoy Prizren, and this is not the last time you come. Before going into all of this and who's behind it, I want to go off plans and wish happy birthday to Besford. It is very coincidental that today the chair of FOSS4G, it's his birthday, and we celebrated a bit last night. To whomever didn't and wasn't there, wish Besford happy birthday because it's very important for us. Yay. He's not gonna cry, I promise.
God.
Almost. Yeah, so back. As you might, as all of you might of course understand, there's a very big team behind everything that's happening. Even with all the mistakes we're having, there's a lot of people working on those not to happen. We're trying our best. There's a big team, a local team that got involved with organizing everything for a year now, I think. I'm presenting to you the smallest local, like the small part, just the local committee, which is not so local anymore, and a point for Osgeo Group to think about renaming it. Our local committee is, yeah, these are the people. By now, I'm sure you met most of them. You maybe know the names. But a special thank would go to the not so local, but we made them local committee. So people that got involved in previous FOSS4Gs and brought all the knowledge and really helped us in organizing this, because at the beginning we didn't understand anything. Still not there. Yeah, I'm not going to go into names, but we thank everyone here. And apart from the local committee, we also had around 120 people, of whom the pictures we could not put because it would take all the space. But that was the general track committee and the academic track committee, for whom we are very thankful for helping us in making the program of this year that we hope you're going to enjoy. Going into numbers, because we are data people at the end of the day, it went more above our expectations with organizing everything. We started thinking small and then kept growing the capacities of what we were thinking, and until now we are counting more than 800 participants, which are going to be at FOSS4G throughout the week. Out of which, like, we have 120 country representations, and again, I'm very thankful to have all of you guys here. To make the 120 country numbers, we as a tradition in FOSS4G, we had a travel grant program from which we distributed 34 grants, and we thank all these travel grantees because all of them agreed to also volunteer You might see them in the yellow T-shirts. So thank you for being part of FOSS4G. Okay. Thank you. Not so traditional, but we've seen it happen before, and we really like the idea of having a studentship grants program for Kosovo, for the region. It was very important to have representation of students and young professionals in the conference and to give access to them. Therefore, we've also granted 34 studentship grants, and we have a lot of students here which are volunteering at the same time, again in the yellow T-shirts. So yeah, just thank you again. Starting with the program, I'm sure you're all familiar with what happens at the FOSS4G. We started on Monday. We've been enjoying everything. Again, you can hear it in my voice. We started the first 2 days off with workshops. We've held 44 workshops of all the themes out there. There were more than 300 participants in the workshops. Everything went almost perfect with the small technicalities, but we're very glad to have hosted all those workshops, and we thank the authors and the tutors and the participants for that. And then onto the main part of the conference, the tracks of the conference, all the talks. From the general track this year, we had above 300 applications, and the program for now includes 274 plus minus 2-3. Which are going to start from today and last until the end of the day on Friday. You have the full program, of course, in the website and in the conference application, of which please make use of. And last of the program, but not least, the most important, the academic track. We are very proud to have had a very successful academic track this year. We got around 60 applications, of which 36 of them were accepted, and they have been published already in the ISPRS archives. So you can find the papers already, get to know more about the content, and then starting from tomorrow you can see these talks. And on to next, you go.
I want to thank the organizers, Ozgeo, and then FLOSC as well, for preparing this conference. Without them, we couldn't make it. And I don't want to go to the details explaining all the supporters one by one, but I want to thank partners, especially the Ministry of Economy, that we will have opening ceremony today from the minister as well. Media partners, community partners, local partners, sponsors as well. They are really important for us. Diamond sponsor, platinum sponsors, gold sponsors, silver sponsors, bronze sponsors, supporting sponsors.
So yeah, as Vesfor said, those were the engines behind all this and made this happen. So thanks to everyone being a partner or a sponsor. You really helped us in making this happen. Now let's talk about where we are, what we're doing here, and where to find what. This is the general program. I'm sure most of you, if not all, have seen it by now. It's everywhere. It's in the website. It's printed in the registration room. You should know it by now. We started off, as I said, with the workshops on Monday and Tuesday. We've had some side events, a meetup, my old friends meetup, whom I thank for coming to Kosovo. We had QGIS, AMA, and Hot SOSM and an UN OpenGIS side event happening. Yesterday we had the B2B meeting and then the GeoChicas and Space Syntax meetup, which I think was the highlight. And will be. Yes. And then next, starting from today, for what you're all prepared by now, I guess, we're starting with the main conference all day with the general track and the academics track, the red building, white building. All the rooms are going to be occupied with all above 300 talks happening. And then we have Birds of Feathers, and we have a side event happening on Friday from my dear friend Lucas. Apart from the conference part, we will be having the icebreaker welcoming party today. We will have the gala dinner tomorrow, and then we're doing the closing ceremony on Friday. The weekend is for the community sprint. We invite everybody to be part of the community sprint, contribute and help in whatever way you think you can do best, not just coding. Also other community stuff, and then if you want to take a broader look into Kosovo, we're doing 3 guided tours, and we really encourage you to make use of that. We're doing a tour for Prizren to see it closer and to understand the history behind it, because there's a lot of it, and then we're doing a East Kosovo tour. And a PEA hiking and ziplining tour where I'm going to be. So do that. The venue, I hope you got a hang of it by now. It's a pretty big and small venue at the same time. It was big enough to adapt all the rooms we needed for the conference, all the accommodation and everything, and small enough so that we can walk around and be in time for where we need to be. By now, I'm sure you all have been to the registration. Just behind it, you have the main room, which is the exhibition room, where we're showcasing our sponsors, our partners, our supporters. There's a bar. It's open 24/7, not 7 left, but 24 hours a day at least. So yeah, be there. Some of the events and just the chilling area is there. You know the accommodation, especially the people that got accommodation on site know the accommodation by now, but it's mainly this area, the white buildings, and the two or three, the 3 most important venues, I would say, which is in blue and green, very bright green, are the places where the talks are happening. That's the red building, the UBT building, or whiter building there, and this outdoor stage. In case of emergency, which would be rain in this time, we're switching the outdoor stage to an indoor stage, which is just above there. Make sure to know these places. The one in just at the bottom is the restaurant where we're having the lunch. The map is also printed at the registration, just hanged on the wall, and it is part of the attendee guidelines in the website, which I saw that not many people are reading, so please do that. We will avoid many questions. Yeah, who's who? If you don't know by now, we have 3 colors of the T-shirts, which are, that's what everybody kind of is wearing. The red one is the local organizing committee and some supporting friends that have been helping us the most. They should know the most about what's happening where. Some of them might not. They didn't read the attendee guidelines apparently, but they should. Next is the yellow ones, the volunteers. They should really know the attendee guidelines. Again, some of them didn't read them. But if you do need any help at any time, make sure to find a yellow T-shirt, and then just call. They should be everywhere. We have one in each room in the conference, so all talks have one volunteer. They're supposed to help the chairs with whatever needed, but also all the participants. So just make sure to find them. And then the blue ones, which are all the participants here. We were lacking some T-shirts, so if you don't have a blue one, you might have a white one. Either way, apart from the yellow and the red, everyone else is a participant. And of course, what Bestfort is wearing now is the cool kids. So yeah, just this is our merch. If you want to bring a souvenir from Kosovo to somebody at your hometown, or just to have a memory, we suggest that you can get more T-shirts and get some merch. Yeah. Important moments. From today, we will be having a full day with talks with three breaks in between. We have the first coffee break, which happens every day from 10 to 10:30. The coffee break is in the main area at the bar part and the terrace there. So if you want to grab some fast breakfast and a coffee in the morning, that's the place. We have a lunch break. The lunch break is quite wide, but it's not meant to be used that way. Because of the capacities, we have a lunch break from 12 to 2. Depending on the talks, you might be going for lunch after 12:30 and need to be back at 1:30. We ask you to be considerate and use the lunch break very efficiently. Try to be at the restaurant seating for around 20 minutes so that you leave place for somebody else. Feel free to grab food and just eat in the area also. We're open to that. The last coffee break is from 3:30 until 4, and then we go on with the last session of talks and the last keynote of the day. Yeah, for more information, again, read the attendee guidelines. Yeah. And as we have started by now, again, my voice, apart from the conference and the talks and everything, we're trying to have as many social events to get to know each other, get to know you guys, and just build this relationship more and more. So we're doing quite some side events, which are traditional for the FOSS4G. So as we said, and all you guys know, today starting from 6, so immediately after the keynote stops here, we go for the icebreaker at the main building. We have a gala dinner tomorrow evening that's starting at 7 with a concert which is happening here in the outdoor stage. And then once around 10, because of the noise outside, we're expected to go at the bar and continue with the partying. And the last social event organized is the closing event, which also starts at 6 on Friday, immediately after the last keynote finishes.
Welcome to FOSS4G.
Yeah, so again, welcome. Make sure to get to know each other. Make sure to know the local people here. We hope to get to know all of you. I've met a lot of you at registration these 2 days. I'm gonna make sure to try to know everybody's name by the end. So let's do that as a challenge. And we thank you all for everything. Next, as Bestfort mentioned, we have a partner which we thank dearly, and that's the Ministry of Economy, in which case I will invite the Minister herself to welcome you all to the conference. Artani Rizvanoli.
Thanks, Grace and Bestfort, for this informative and enjoyable opening. I must admit, as a minister, I don't often get to meet so many cool people in one place or be at such cool events. So I'm considering, after your presentation, canceling my plans for the rest of the week and joining you guys here. And not only because you have a 24-hour bar. Dear OSGeo board and executive team, dear ICT community, open source community, geospatial technology enthusiasts, dear FLOSK team, of course. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to Kosovo, and even more so to see so many of you in such a great event, the largest in the world for geospatial technologies and for open source software, in our innovation and training park in Prizren. Among the discussions here and what open source geospatial technology aims for in general, I can find many similarities with what we as a government stand for and work for every day. Accessibility and equity, transparency and openness, and collaboration and active participation. These aims should and must be a critical point in developing each of the sectors we lead to ensure we foster innovation and sustainable development. This is the first time I participate in an open source or geospatial technology conference, and as you can guess, I'm no expert in the field. But what I know is that with the right policies, with the key investments, and a well-trained and talented workforce, more importantly, these are critical for harboring new technologies, developing new concepts, and turning our country into a hub for innovation. Digitalization is one of the main pillars of our government's plan. We are committed to digitalizing government services, increasing the efficiency and transparency of public administration, and digitalizing all areas of life, including, importantly, education and our economy for the future. We have extended broadband internet to 100% of our country's territory last year, and with 99% of the population having used the internet in 2021, we are among the top 6 countries in Europe and far from the region. I'm very happy that Kosovo is the host of this conference this year, not only because our youth get to follow up close with the discussions and gain new knowledge and skills, but because of the very mix of local and international companies and partners that I can see in the audience. This also means that I get a chance to show off our country and our sector to you. Kosovo has over 1,500 ICT companies, and more than half of them export their services mainly to the US and EU. Exports of ICT services have increased by 113% only in 2022 compared to the year before. And this comes by no surprise. According to Tech Emerging Europe Advocates 2023 Future of IT report, Kosovo ranks number 11 in Emerging Europe in IT Competitiveness Index and number 1 in the Western Balkans. Also, it ranks number 2 in Emerging Europe in IT infrastructure and number 1 in number of ICT students per 100,000 of population. I'll add that in IT and communication fields, women make up for over 50% of the students, and thank you for all the women and girls in ICT and in STEM, and 40% of the workforce currently. Of course, we aim to increase this, and one of the cool things that we are doing is a very successful scheme for supporting women and girls in STEM. We have allocated 1 million euros in the previous year for this scholarship and doubled this after having a successful first year. Beyond all the information I've shared, the policies we create, and amazing work that our private sector and youth do, this week a few hundred of you will be following 80 workshops and 200 presentation panels and exhibitions from various organizations and companies that contribute impressively to the development of geospatial technologies. And I hope that most of you will find something in the program or while networking that sparks your interest for your next big project, for upcoming plans, and that will bring you back to Kosovo. Kosovo has become a nearshoring destination in Europe with attractive conditions from private investors and, most importantly, talented, dynamic, multilingual, and young workforce as the most critical advantage. We hope, and we are already seeing, that Kosovo is becoming increasingly an attractive destination for doing business with our technical advantages and investment opportunities. On behalf of the government of Kosovo, I would like to thank FLOSK for your great work on bringing this event to Kosovo, as well as the Open Source Geospatial Foundation for entrusting this conference on them. I have to correct Gresa here when she said that the partners and sponsors are the engine. I would say that you are the engine. Thank you, the engine, and thank you for bringing us all here together. The Ministry of Economy and Ministry of Environment, Spatial Planning and Infrastructure are happy and proud, honored to have been able to join over 50 partners and sponsors that are supporting this conference with around 700 participants, I understand, from six continents and over 100 countries are here over this week. Not here all today, probably. I wish each and every one of you a productive conference, but most importantly, don't forget to enjoy your visit to Kosovo, to our beautiful country. Don't forget to spend time with each other and enjoy. The most value-added I find usually in conferences is beyond the skills of the workshops, of the talks, beyond the skills and knowledge. It's in the relationships that we forge, the new friendships, the new partnerships, and I do hope that by the end of this visit, you will not only be enjoying and be fulfilled, but also forge new friendships, partnerships, new project ideas, innovative ideas, and you will come back to Kosovo, either for work, leisure, tourism, or participate in some of the wonderful cultural events, including, I'm just going to mention DocuFest, Documentary Film Festival, which takes place in Prizren each year in August. Enjoy.